Is China winning the robot race? What it means for America? What if the next world superpower isn't decided by tanks or jets, but by robot dogs, drone swarms, and AI-guided machines? This week, a big article highlighted military robot field tests in Switzerland, some of the toughest terrain tests in the world. And while those tests are international, the bigger story is this. China is moving very fast in robotics and autonomous systems. Today, we're breaking down what's real versus hype, why this matters for US power, and what America must do right now to stay ahead. If you care about jobs, security, and the future of technology, this is one of the most important stories of the year. What the article actually says. Let's start with facts. The article is about major military robot trials in Swiss Army terrain. Hard environments, real-world obstacles, and international teams. That tells us one thing clearly. This is no longer lab science. This is field reality. Robotics is moving from cool demos to rugged testing to actual deployment planning. And when countries do this in serious military environments, it means they believe these systems will matter in real missions. So yes, headlines saying robot army released are usually too dramatic. But dismissing this as just hype is also a mistake. The truth is in the middle. Not full sci-fi takeover, but very real acceleration in military robotics. Why China is a central player. Now let's talk about China. China has been investing for years in drone swarms, unmanned ground vehicles, autonomous boats, AI-enabled command systems, and robotic quadrupeds, often called robot dogs. A lot of public reporting points to Chinese systems being tested in coordinated operations, not just single machines moving around a parking lot. And one company that keeps showing up in reporting is Unitree Robotics. Unitree is known globally for quadruped robots. Some are sold commercially, but versions of this class of robot have also appeared in military-related demonstrations and training imagery in China. So why does that matter? Because it shows something strategic. China is blending commercial robotics speed with state-level defense priorities. That combo can move very quickly. Why this could be a big deal. Let's keep this simple. Robotics plus AI changes warfare in 4 major ways. 1. Scale. You can field many lower-cost autonomous systems instead of only a few expensive platforms. 2. Persistence. Machines don't tire like humans. They can surveil, scout, and patrol longer. 3. Risk transfer. Dangerous frontline tasks can shift from soldiers to unmanned systems. 4. Speed of decision cycles. AI-assisted sensing and coordination can shrink response time. Now imagine one country getting faster at all 4. That doesn't just improve their military toolkit. It changes deterrence, supply chains, and global bargaining power. Is the US at risk of losing superiority? Short answer, yes. There is real risk, not because the US lacks talent, but because of execution gap. America still has top universities, incredible startups, major defense innovation ecosystems, elite chip and software talent. But there are warning signs. Policy drift, procurement slowness, fragmented strategy, political gridlock on long-term tech priorities. If Washington spends years arguing over short-cycle fights while rivals scale real-world systems, the US can lose lead time fast. This is not panic talk, this is competition logic. In strategic technology, you don't lose all at once. You lose in phases. First in manufacturing cadence, then in deployment speed, then in standards and global influence. The legislation gap. Here's the uncomfortable part. The US talks a lot about winning the future, but talk is not industrial policy. If America wants to lead AI plus robotics, it needs policy that is fast, focused, and measurable. That means permitting and incentives for robotics manufacturing, faster defense procurement for trusted startups, workforce pipelines for mechatronics, controls, and AI safety, clear rules for autonomous weapons oversight, public-private test ranges and standards. Instead, too much national energy gets burned on short-term political theater, and while we bicker, competitors build. Segment 6. Competitor pressure and what comes next. If China keeps accelerating, competitors will be forced to respond. US defense primes speed up autonomy stacks, allied countries invest in joint unmanned capabilities, AI model companies push deeper into defense-adjacent tooling, regulation debates get sharper around ethics and escalation risks. Expect the next 3 years to be about swarm tactics, contested communications, human-machine teaming, and autonomous logistics. This is not one headline. This is the start of a long cycle. Closing. Balanced take plus call to action. So here's our take. China's robotics momentum is real. The hype can be loud, but the underlying trend is serious. Could this help China gain strategic advantage? Yes. Could the US still lead? Also yes. but only with urgency, not complacency. America doesn't need fear. America needs focus. If you want us to do a follow-up, we can break down top Chinese robotics companies to watch, top US companies to watch, and a scorecard of who is actually executing. Drop a comment with one word, scorecard, if you want that next. If this helped you understand the story, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who cares about the future of US competitiveness. See you in the next one.